That's your first country. Very good, bring it up. And we are live. Hello, welcome ladies and gentlemen to Vic Park. It's a beautiful Thursday evening and we've got some men's Premier T20 cricket coming your way. Christmas is in the air and both these teams will be looking for a win. Grafton United taking on Cornwall Cricket Club. Toss has been done, won by Grafton, and they've elected to bowl. And the first over for Grafton being bowled by number 1, Dylan Taylor, starting off with some off spin. Big juicy full toss first ball, knocked away for a single out to deep mid wicket. And he comes for the second ball. Better length, defended on the front foot, no run. Tidy start here from Dylan Taylor. Slight loosener with that first ball, the full toss, knocked away for a single, but we've followed up with 3 dots on a good length. Batsmen just getting their eyes in here. Interesting starting with a spinner. It's a common tactic in 2020 cricket these days, but it seems to be paying off. A lot of captains like to use it to sneak in an early over, try not to go for too many in the power play. It looks like a brave call. He comes to finish the first over. And a dive at short fine leg. He's missed it. They're going to come through for 2 here. Are they going to get back for 3? Turning and going. That's excellent running from the Cornwall opening pair. 3 runs to finish the first over. Cornwall 4 for no loss. Slight shame for Taylor there to come out with a 3 off that last ball of the over. 4 dot balls in the first over is always a prize for any bowling team in 2020 cricket. But he's managed to come away just the 4 runs from the first over. They'll see that as a win in the power play, especially. So it looks like we're opening up with twin spin bowlers. Number 12, Carl de Beer, sharing the new ball. Interesting tactics from the Grafton boys, but they'll know their home wicket. They'll know their team very well. A bit of leg spin coming in now. Starts with a bit of a long hop. It's been swung away to the leg side. A chase for the boundary rider. He picks it up cleanly. Great arm in straight over the top to the keeper. 2 runs from the first ball. Always interesting to see how different captains and different teams like to set up in the power plays. Grafton here obviously going for some spin. Can be a risk. They've got to slip in, so they're going aggressive. They're looking to take wickets early. Man out of deep mid-wicket, man out of deep cover, who's just been found. Short ball cut away out to deep cover, 1 run. Is always a gamble, though, bowling spin in the power play. Obviously, only 2 men allowed out on the boundary for the first 6 overs. So opportunities to score here for the Cornwall opening pair. It's been a fairly cautious start so far, just getting their eyes in. Excellent ring fielding from the Grafton boys. Lovely bowling from De Beer here. He's mixing his pace up well, varying his length. He's keeping the batsmen on their toes. A tidy first over for him here. Cornwall 7 for no loss midway through the second over. Going to be interesting to see if they stick with this tactic for the rest of the power play or if they're going to switch to spin after this. Again, cautious from the Cornwall opening pair. Just taking their time here, realising that 20 overs is often longer than you seem to think. Obviously, back in their batting ability, they don't need to go completely gun-ho straight away. But that's a really well-controlled over from De Beer. Just the 3 runs coming from it. 2 overs of spin in the power play first up for Grafton, and Cornwall 7 for no loss. And it's going to be Dylan Taylor to continue. And our first shot in anger. Inside out over cover. It's a glorious cover drive. First boundary of the innings. Yeah, as said there, Glenn Stanton-Cook taking the first real shot of aggression in this innings. A little bit of flight offered by the off-spinner, and he goes inside out over cover for a boundary. Lovely batting. Looking you. Flied away, fired into leg stump. Clipped out to the mid-wicket boundary, but sent back for the 2. That's excellent fielding out there on the boundary. And that single brings up 7 runs from Taylor's second over. Cornwall 3 overs down, score of 14 for no loss. And we're going to see De Beer continue as well. So 4 overs so far in the power play, going to be bowled by spin. And Grafton will have to be very happy with the start they've had here. And Dadwal uses his feet, gets right to the pitch of the ball and smash straight over long on. The first 6 of the innings. We were wondering when it was coming, when the first signs of aggression would start to be shown. It's taken 19 balls. Amit Dadwal down the ground, right to the pitch of the ball, kept his head still, finds the middle of the bat, and that has gone a long, long way back for the first 6 of the Cornwall innings. First ball of the previous over went to the boundary. This one goes even better, going for 6. Let's see how the bowler can come back. Bit of flight in there. That's really, really sensible batting. Tucked away into the leg side for a quick single. And a good piece of partnership play there from this opening pair. Running down, letting his partner know about something he's picked up in the bowler's action. That's good. It's useful for an opening pair to contribute to each other's picking of deliveries, especially from a leg spinner, can be difficult. As the ball goes straight up in the air, he's down the ground. A big appeal from the keeper, from the bowler, from fielders in close. Umpire completely unmoved. in this over. A bit of pressure put back on the Grafton openers. First couple getting away. First couple of overs going to the Grafton bowlers, but the last 2 overs, this Cornwall pair have been finding back, and just as I say it, commentator's curse, he goes straight through him. First wicket picked up by Carl de Beer, as Glenn Stanton Cook goes for a big slog sweep and loses his middle peg, knocked out of the ground. Cornwall lose their first wicket, 25 for 1. Coming in at number 3 for Cornwall, it's number 68 and brother of opening partner Aditya Dadwal. This pair are twins, but we have a left-hand, right-hand combination to help us know who is who. He's come out wearing a cap. We all love seeing a cap in 2020 cricket, and that was the end of the over. 4 overs gone, Cornwall 25 for 1.
24.
Correction, 24 for 1. And Grafton continuing with Dylan Taylor into his 3rd over here. And the catch is taken. Big shot hit down towards long on, deep mid-wicket area. It hung in the air for an eternity, but the second wicket has fallen. Number 9, Amit Dadwal, goes held in the deep. And all of a sudden, after a reasonably bright start, Cornwall find themselves 24 for 2. Slight mistake in the bowler bowling from this end. It's actually number 10, Harrison Ward. He's picked up the big wicket there. Cornwall 2 down. It's coming in at 4 for Cornwall. It's number 13, Ben Megson. Dadwal on strike, though. That one fired in. Fired in from Ward. Just defended into the offside. So here's Megson facing his first ball, having a look around the field, looking for his gaps, seeing where he can take himself off the mark early. In comes Ward, finds a good length, left alone, well taken by the Grafton keeper. Not the start Cornwall were after, losing 2 wickets in the power play. Would have been looking to capitalise, especially with 2 spinners on. It's been very back and forward, and a very successful over there for the Grafton boys. 5 overs gone, it's 25 for 2. And to finish out the power play, it's going to be number 3, Grafton captain Hamish Robertson coming on to bowl. Having a chat with his fielders, coming in off a short run-up. Looks like we're going to see a full power play of spin here. Very interesting tactics from the Grafton boys, but definitely working effectively so far. This really is a crucial partnership now for Cornwall. Dadwell having a look around the field, trying to see where his gaps are, as all the good players do. They don't look at the fielders, they look at the gaps. And Skipper Robertson coming in for his first ball here. Left arm coming over the wicket, fired into leg stump, whipped away down to long on, and come through for a single. And a nice ball to get yourself off the mark with. Ben Megson gets a nice juicy full toss. Hits it straight to mid-on though. They scamper through for a single. Megson off the mark. Excellent variation there from Skipper Robertson, firing the ball in. Excellent Yorker length. Dunmore digs it out for another dot ball. Excellent finish to the power play so far from the Grafton boys. Captain leading the way. And a strong sweep, but he's prepped his field well. He's got a man out on the deep mid-wicket boundary who covers well. Keeps that down to just 1 run. Been a very impressive start from the Grafton fielding unit as a team. Obviously, opening up with 6 overs of spin in the power play is always going to be a slight risk. But 2 boundaries coming from the first 6 overs in the power play is an exceptional start. And picking up the 2 wickets of both openers is going to give Grafton an excellent standing going into the sort of middle stages of this innings. And twice in the first power play, commentator's curse hits us. A big juicy full toss delivered, last ball of the power play, smashed down the ground. That's gone all the way for 4. That boundary bringing the end of the first power play. Cornwall 31 for 2. Correction, 32 for 2. Harrison Ward to continue right arm off spin from round the wicket. Has been mixing his pace up really well. That one beats the outside edge. Batter looking to run that down the third man. Well taken by the keeper. And again, firing the ball in short and wide. Batsman again looking for a similar shot, trying to activate that vacant third man option. Always a big gamble. As a coach, we're always told to teach kids never cut the off spinner. When they're playing at this standard, they can do what they want. Nicely clipped away out to mid-wicket. Well covered by the sweeper on the boundary, just the one run. And there's a good energy, there's a good buzz around the Grafton fielders at the moment. I think they know they've got Cornwall on the ropes here. They know if they pick up another 1 or 2 in the next couple of overs, they could be right on top of this game. And in comes Ward again. And again, excellent line, excellent length. Defended away by Dudwell. That's a superb over. Just the 4 runs coming from the 7th over. Cornwall 36 for 2. That's going to be skipper Robertson to continue. Makes him down the ground. Good batting. Nicely driven out to long on. Takes it through for a single. And again, real good control shown from the Grafton spinners. Hamish Robertson leading from the front here as the captain, firing the ball in. Yorker length dug out again by Dudwell. Frustrating kind of bowling this for any batsman looking to be positive. Uses his feet down the ground again, finds himself Yorker length. Ball goes straight to the fielder. A little bit of pressure starting to build here. This is going to be an interesting little phase in this innings. Very talented batsman, very talented bowler. Looking forward to seeing who comes out on top here. And a big sweep, and the umpire's finger goes up straight away. No hesitation with that decision. Just as we're talking about pressure building, who's going to win this little battle? The Grafton captain, Hamish Robertson, comes out on top, pinning Dudwell, plumb LBW right in front of the sticks. Cornwall lose their third. Both Dadwell twins now back in the hut for Cornwall. Score of 37 for 3. And coming in at 5 for Cornwall, it's number 14, Caleb Brookland. So all of a sudden, midway through the 8th over, Cornwall find themselves 3 down, 2 reasonably new batsmen to the crease. We're going to need a big partnership to dig themselves up to a competitive score here. You'd feel after this start, anything around the sort of 140, 150 mark, the captain would take something to bowl at this stage. Still early in the innings, though. As Brooklyn uses his feet, first ball down the ground, knocks it down to long on and off the mark straight away. Good positive start, that. That'll help his teammates sitting in the dugout. Good to see their batsmen using their feet, still trying to be positive, even when they've lost a couple of early wickets. That's crucial. And they scamper through for a quick single. Slight misfield in the ring. And that single brings to the end the 8th over. Cornwall moving on to 39 for 3. We've got to say, at the 8-over stage, Grafton firmly in the driving seat here. As we move into the middle overs here, it's the next sort of 4-5 overs is going to be a very interesting period. These two batsmen need to make sure that they're here moving into sort of the 13, 14 over stage. Give their team a little bit of a platform to accelerate towards the end of the innings. But if Grafton pick up another 1 or 2 here, could be looking at a very early day for the Cornwall lads. And a change of bowling here for Grafton. We're going to see in the 9th over our first seamer coming on to bowl. It's number 13, Jack Diamond. Jack Diamond's had a particularly good time of it with the ball this year. We're still early in the 2020 season, but in the one-day competition, we've seen Diamond pick up 14 wickets as a scampered single comes through a full-length dive from Megson at the non-striker's end. Potential suicidal running. Brooklyn came herring down the wicket at him. And I think the call was no, but once he realised his mate was standing next to him, Megson got on his bike, puts in a full-length dive, and in the end makes it pretty comfortably. Again, you can just see the pressure building on Cornwall. Realise they've got to rotate the strike. They know they've got to keep picking up scoring opportunities when they come. Exciting stuff happening here down at Vic Park. Oh, and a deja vu from the ball before. A quick single taken into the covers, and it's a direct hit, batsman well in, and pretty unlucky that situation. The ball ricochets into a gap, and they scamper back for 2. Good running from the Cornwall pair. Excellent bowling here from Diamond. Back-to-back dot balls. Pressure building again. Slight change in the field here. Third man coming up into the ring. Potential telltale of what he's going to bowl. Comes out with a slower ball, tucked down to fine leg. Aggressive running, but fielder does well down there. They just holds it to 1. Excellent over here from Diamond so far. Mixing his pace up, mixing his length up very well. Beats him twice in a row with a full fast delivery, taken through to the keeper, changes his pace up. And a change in the field again. Third man going back to the boundary now. So the captain on his toes here, aware that he's got Cornwall on the ropes and a tight single taken in the ring. But well judged. Safely through for a single. That single, 5 runs from the diamond first over. 9 overs gone, Cornwall 44 for 3. And as we approach the halfway stage of this innings, it's going to be number 3, Hamish Robertson, to continue from the far end as where we're sitting up here. Fantastic spell so far. Looking to keep the pressure on. He's got 2 men back. He's got a man out at a deep cover and a man out at deep mid-wicket as well. So he's got protection there for him. Using his feet again there, Megson. Taking the easy option, drilled down the ground to long off for a single. Keeping the strike ticking over. Sensible banning at this stage. The Cornwall boys know that they can't really afford anything too risky, anything too stupid. Just looking to knock the ball around, take the singles, hit the bad balls if they're available. Oh, and that's chipped in the air. Unconvincingly from Brooklyn, down to long on, gets away with it, takes a single. A little bit early on that one. Slight sign that the ball might just be holding up in the wicket a little bit. That one just held back slightly from Robertson. Just held his pace back a fraction, held the length back a fraction. Just sticking in the wicket, chipped up. Fortunately landing safe for the Cornwall batsman. And again, tucked away into the leg side for another single. Sensible batting from this pet. As mentioned before, they'll know that it's crucial for one of, if not both of them, to make it to that 13-14 over stage. Give their middle tail end bit of a platform to accelerate towards the end of the innings. And again, nudged away into the leg side. Mid-wicket sweeper comes in, just a single. And he uses his feet, skips down the track. Connects with it cleanly. There was half a second where his heart would have been in his mouth, thinking that's gone straight down long on's throat, but it's cleared him fairly comfortably in the end. 6 runs. Ben Megson taking a bit of the pressure off. This has been a good over so far from the Cornwall pair. 10 runs coming from it so far. And nicely bowled, drags his length back a fraction. Knocked away into the offside for no run. So all the 10s here at Vic Park. 10 overs gone, 10 runs coming from that over. Cornwall 54 for 3. And a change of bowling here. Number 6, Nikhil Banner coming on to bowl. Right-arm seamer's had a good season so far. Again, just a second seamer to take the ball both out as well, and a deep mid-wicket. So pretty traditional. As that one is hit out into the leg side. Oh, it looked from here like it was going straight to the man at deep mid-wicket on the boundary, but it's landed short. Again, ball just looking like it's sticking in the wicket a little bit. Batsman just a fraction early on the ball. Again, his heart would have been in his mouth thinking that was going straight to him, but he's gotten away with it. And another run onto the Cornwall board. Pressure here right on, though. Grafton doing a really good job. Pressure right on the Cornwall batsman as he comes in again for his second delivery. This one just nudged away. Tight work in the ring there. No run. Oh, slightly back of a length. This one lofted into the leg side. But he's not got hold of it. He's plinked it pretty hard. He's looking at his bat. Ben Megson looking to go big. That one falls into the gap out in the vacant leg side boundary. Coming through just for a single. And we see again Brooklyn just looking a fraction early on the ball. These two still looking fairly tentative, still looking to nudge the ball around and build a partnership up. Banner mixing his pace up here well. Taking pace off the ball, bowling some cutters. Making the most of the stickiness of the wicket so far that we've seen. Batsmen struggling to time the ball so far. Grafton bowlers are exploiting it well as that one's full ball onto his leg stump, tucked away into the leg side. Pushing the fielder for two, but he's done very well. Attacking that ball hard in, straight over the top of the stumps, keeping it down to one. And that's crucial as well for these Grafton fielders to know that they've got Cornwall on the ropes here, potentially. Fielding so far has been excellent. Very few fumbles, taking the catches when they've come. And they're keeping this pair under pressure as that one sneaks down to long on for another single. $11 overs gone here down at Victoria Park on a beautiful evening. Grafton winning the toss and bowling first, putting Cornwall in. They've lost 3 early wickets, 11 overs gone. They are 59 for 3. And a change of ends here for number 13, Jack Diamond. A successful first over. Coming on now from the opposite end. First ball speared into leg stump. Whipped away down to fine leg, but there's 2 men down there. Deal with the situation, no problem. 2 runs coming from the first ball of the 12th over. Superb bowling from Diamond. Beats the edge again. 3rd time in this little spell he's beaten the outside edge. The pitch is looking difficult to time the ball on. We've had a couple of big hits off the spinners, but in general, it's been very much bowler dominant so far here at Vic Park. As he comes in again for the 3rd ball of the over. Big slashing drive. But a man out of deep cover will sweep this up. Superb fielding again. Something really to notice, the accuracy of those throws coming in from the boundary. The wicketkeeper has not had to move an inch there. There's a brief little thought about coming back for 2, taking the arm on, but the batsmen would hardly have crossed each other. Excellent work on the boundary and in general from the Grafton fielders here. Cornwall batsmen looking edgy here. Little partnership building, but they know that at this stage of the innings, they're going to have to at least double their score to put any kind of emphasis on this being a competitive game. Slight variation there from Diamond. Slower ball dug in, pulled away out to deep square leg, but a fantastic piece of fielding on the boundary. That's number 10, Harrison Ward, running round there. Gets a big dive and picks the ball up cleanly, and again, throw comes straight into the wicketkeeper, keeping that just down to 2 runs. Emphasis again put on the importance of Grafton knowing how crucial their fielding effort is here. They don't want to let Cornwall run away with this. This pair have been together for a couple of overs now. Even though they've been together for a few overs, there's still plenty of dot balls out there. Very, very few boundaries. Dealing in 1s and 2s at the moment. And that is crucial. This pair will know that the pressure is ramping up. And at some point, there's going to have to be a release. "12 overs gone, Cornwall 64 for 3. And it's going to be Banner to continue here. Mixed his pace up very well in the last over. T20 cricket especially is all about bowling in partnerships, so see if he can back up his fellow seamer here with a good over. A wicket here would be absolute gold dust for Grafton as he uses his feet, comes down the ground, drives that really nicely on the up, out to cover, finds the gap and they come back for 2. Good fielding again there from Harrison Ward. Cornwall just about holding on to this innings. They keep picking up their 4s and 5s and over. It's okay. You can never judge a pitch until you've seen both teams batting on it. And it does look very difficult to time the ball as there's a rare opportunity to score. Bad ball from Banner, dragging it down the leg side, swung away, but he's managed to hit it straight at a short fine leg. Caleb Brooklyn will be kicking himself. That one's not still going over the bridge. As in comes Banner again. Very full of length, drilled hard down the ground, but again, just a single. Captain Robertson's got his field placed beautifully here. Again, 1s and 2s, not going to be enough to get Cornwall up to a competitive total here. Something's going to have to give eventually as there's a change of field here. Deep backward point coming back into the ring. More at an interesting field so far. We've got a point and more of a short man backward point region there. He's obviously trying to bowl very full. It's down the ground, nudged into that gap at forward point cover region. Another single picked up. Another successful over so far here from Grafton as dragged down a slower ball. It's been hoiked away over the boundary. Wait to see what the umpire goes. It's a 6. It's the 3rd 6 of the innings. And that is a real important blow for the Cornwall batsman. Pressure was really starting to build. 5 runs had come from that over so far. And an attempted variation, a slower ball from Banner, dragged it down. He's used his feet, he's waiting for it, and he has caught it. It's gone a long way over deep mid-wicket's head. That's a big 6. Cornwall will be hoping that can be the catalyst for an aggressive and a positive end to this innings. As again, using his feet, coming down, walking at the bowler, letting him know that a couple of early wickets has not put a dent into their confidence. They're still looking positive here. A single taken off the last ball down to long off. 12 runs. That's the biggest over yet in the innings. 12 runs coming from the 13th over. Cornwall move on to 76 for 3. A change of bowling again sees the return of opener number 12, Carl De Beer, bowling his leg spin here. First one dragged down, cut away out to the fielder at deep cover. An important over in the innings, this one. A big over last over, 12 runs coming from it, including that big six. De Beer will be hoping that he can restrain a little bit of order back to this Cornwall innings and let them know that Grafton are still on top here. 2 runs coming from the first 2 balls. A big attempted reverse sweep there from Brookland. Not quite the execution he was looking for, just dribbles away for a single. But again, you can see the intents there. I think we're getting very close to the flick of the switch for this pair. Partnership eking up to around 40. They've been in for a while. They'll know the conditions of the pitch now. They'll be looking to kick on from this partnership. Surely be looking minimum to double this score from now on. And as we say that, 3rd time in the innings, commentator's curse strikes again as Ben Megson comes down the track, completely misses that one. Wicketkeeper whips the bails off. Megson not even attempting to come and make his ground up, too far down the wicket. And Cornwall lose their 4th at the worst possible time, just as that partnership was brewing, just as they're looking to make their way into those final 6 overs for a big counter-attack at the end of the innings. They've lost the key man. Ben Megson goes. ALN to come in and play off. But Ben Megson getting out midway through the 14th over is exactly what Cornwall did not need right now. .79 for 4 here, Cornwall, and coming in at number 6 is number 58, Lucas Dassent. Coming in a left-handed batter, so a right-hand, left-hand combination here, which could play into Cornwall's favour. However, the importance of taking a wicket at this stage of the innings, he's going to need a few balls to feel like he's getting himself in here. We've seen already, pitch has been sticky, pitch has been slow, it's been difficult to time the ball on. And again, there immediately, straight away, ball slightly back of a length, gone back to try and drive it away. Sitting in the pitch, not timed well at all, just back to the bowler for a single. Crucial dot balls being eaten, could potentially be eaten up here. He's got to get himself off to a good start here. He's got to keep the pressure off his partner, Brookland. And a long hop down there. Long hop bowled and missed out on. And an eventful over comes to an end. 14 overs gone here at Victoria Park. Grafton doing very well, keeping Cornwall to 79 for 4. Correction here from the commentary box. Ben Megson is still out though. It's Caleb Brookland, the 4th wicket to go down for Cornwall. Megson now absolutely crucial to this Cornwall first innings. Very important that he sees them through, hopefully to the end of the innings. As banner to continue. Again down the track, Megson intent looking clear here, looking for that. Looking to clear mid-wicket who's in the ring there. Big vacant space out in between the deep mid-wicket sweeper and deep long on. He's been targeting that area before. He's got 1 or 2 away in that region. Not been timing the ball as well as he'd liked, but he's been in for a while now, so he'd like to feel that he could get hold of a few. As that one's slightly back of a length. He's looking leg side again. Swats that away out to deep mid-wicket. Slight fumble, but easily dealt with. Just the single. Megson here really is the glue for this innings. That single taking him on to 33. The Cornwall boys in the dugout will be extremely hopeful he can double that score and walk off with a little 70 not out. Yeah, just tinkering with the field here a little bit between bowler and skipper, trying to work out their plans. Banner comes in bowling to the left-handed Dasent. Full of length, driven down the ground, long off, just a single. We can see fielders running all over the place here, highlighting the importance of a left-hand, right-hand combination, especially in 2020 cricket. It's got to keep the bowler and the captain on their toes. Hamish Robertson so far, though, done a superb job getting his fielders in the right place, getting his bowlers on very well. And that one, too wide from Banner. Beautifully played away, opening the face, running that down through the vacant third-man region. That's 4 more runs to Megson. A little bit of pressure relieved there. Excellent batting, making the most of the width on offer. Not trying to overhit the ball. It's just finding the gap. Excellent batting, 4 runs. It's crucial here that Megson doesn't lose his head. He knows he's got to be there to see his team to the end. And again, walking down the wicket at Banner, cuts that one straight to backward point, and they scamper through for a quick single. So Descent's got to know his role here. He's got to know that he's got to keep ticking the strike over. He can't eat up too many dot balls getting himself in here. Megson's doing well to keep the strike rate ticking over, but he doesn't want to feel like his partner's putting him under too much pressure, eating up dot balls at the other end. But he's doing well here. He's picking up the singles. He's rotating the strike. That one swatted down to long on just for the one. That brings up the end of the 15th over. And a good over there for Cornwall. 8 runs coming from it. Largely helped with the boundary from Megson. 15 overs gone. Cornwall 87 for 4. Moving into the final 5 overs of the innings. And a change of bowling from the far end from where we're sitting. It's number 4, Kyle Ruffle. Something picked up here from the commentary box. Easily noticed from Descent's body language, from where he's kind of looking on the field. He's looked very dominant leg side so far. There's a big vacant gap over sort of deep square leg, sort of wide fine leg region. He's taken a good long look at it. Inventive player. We've got a deep cover, long on, long off. And change of field here as deep mid wicket's going back onto the boundary. And we've got a deep fine leg in as well. Correction, third man out on the boundary. As Ruffle comes in here for his first ball. Long run up and he comes. Full of length, well driven down the ground. Easily dealt with by long off. Again, good batting from Descent, giving the strike over straight away, allowing the settled batsman Megson to have a good look at the bowler. He'll be nervous as well. His first over in the game, coming on in the 16th. He knows the way Megson's going to try and go here. We're getting close to the exciting part of this innings, where we're going to have to start seeing some risks taken from the Cornwall pair if they're going to get this score up towards anything around 130, 140, anything defendable. Has to be over a run a ball, you'd think. A lot of chopping and changing of the field going on here, as we're going to see third man come up into the ring. Fine leg, beg your pardon. Fine leg come up into the ring, and deep mid wicket going out. So we've got a deep square leg, deep mid wicket, and a long on. Let's see how Megson approaches this. In comes Ruffle. Banged it in short. Missed out on the short ball. Acrobatic work from the wicketkeeper, trying to get the run out. Misses the stumps. And the first big shot in anger comes from the left-hander descent. Big, wild slog sweep coming out. Head looking up at Jupiter. No contact made with the ball. Again, you have to feel at this stage of the innings it might be a better tactic to allow his more settled partner to take most of the strike. There's plenty of fielders out on the boundary for him to find a gap and nudge it to. And again, he goes again. Excellent bowling from Ruffle. Finds a good length. Big swing of the bat. Swing and miss, no run. It's one of those tactics where Descent will probably be feeling in his own head, backing himself to clear a man there at cover or at mid-wicket and find a boundary. But 2 dot balls now, it's just building more pressure on himself and his partner. Bat and ball let his partner do the damage. And a change of field coming in here. Cover just dropping a little bit deeper. In fact, he's going all the way out. Third man coming up into the ring. So we've got a third man and a backward point in there. And then a deep point and a deep cover. So Ruffle going to be looking to bowl full and wide. And Descent again goes for a big slog sweep attempt. No contact made. 3 in a row now. Excellent bowling by Ruffle. Real pressure being put on by this Cornwall pair. Megson standing at the non-striker's end, unable to affect it. But a good challenge here for Descent. Be good to see how he... And they scamper through for 2 to finish the over. So just the 4 runs coming from the 16th over. Cornwall 91 for 4. And a change of bowling, the return of number 13, Jack Diamond. Bowled 2 excellent overs so far. Obviously a very key man in this Grafton team. He's had a very successful start to the season. He's going to be one of their key death bowlers here as he's running and starting his 3rd over. Excellent skills, nails his Yorker. That one dug out by Megson. Straight to mid-wicket, but they scamper through for a single. Excellent bowling from Diamond again. Good skills, hitting his lengths. Looking for that Yorker length. Descent there, digging that out down to long off. They've pushed him hard to try and come back for 2, but well fielded. Picked up just a single. 2 runs coming from the first 2 balls of this over. Oh, and a streak of luck for Megson. Trying to run that ball down to the vacant third man for a single. Catches a thin outside edge. Nothing the keeper can do. That's a run away for 4. Absolute gold dust runs, those for Cornwall at this stage. That takes them up to 97 for 4. Midway through the 17th over. Big swing and miss there from Megson. Good work from the keeper. Takes it comfortably. Very quick to whip his gloves off. He obviously knows these boys using their feet, looking to come down at the batsman. The keeper letting them know any attempted scampered single to him is not going to happen. As a keeper myself, I can tell you, you definitely don't want any batsman running a bye when it goes straight to you. He's letting them know he's switched on. Excellent work from the keeper. And again, great skills again from Diamond. Hits his Yorker length beautifully. Nothing Mason can do about that but get his bat down on it. Ball goes straight back to the bowler. A crucial dot at this stage in the innings. On a quicker ball dug in by Diamond, swung away, but a top edge straight over the keeper's head. Not carried to the boundary though, just held up down there. Picked up by third man, taken in for 2 to finish the over. A very, very good one from Diamond. That too takes Cornwall up to 99 for 4 through 17 overs. Big last 3 coming up here, don't go anywhere. Kyle Ruffle to continue here. Descent on strike. Looking positive against him last over. And he's gone big again, but he's not got any of this. Running in at long on is going to be a tough catch, and he's taken it very well. Descent's tricky innings comes to an end, holds out at long on. I've got to say, he's put himself under a lot of pressure there. 3 dot balls in the previous Ruffle over, trying to go big, trying to put him over the motorway. It's been a difficult pitch to try and score runs that way. And he's fallen into the trap. He's hit that one straight up in the end. He's been well taken down at long on. Cornwall lose their 5th. Cornwall 99 for 5. Walking into the crease, skipper Sam Anderson. And the batsman across during the dismissal. Ben Megson sits 46 not out. Must be screaming for someone to stick around with him so that he can accelerate towards the end of this innings. Robertson moving his fielders around well. Deep mid-wicket going out now as long on comes up into the ring into mid-on. Oh no, he's going back now. So 3 men out on the leg side as fine leg comes up into the ring and third man goes out. He's He's going to have to bring one fielder in here. He's got one too many fielders on the boundary. He's going to have to bring somebody in here. A lot of gesturing for third man to come in. And he's changed his mind. Deep mid-wicket's going to come back into the ring. And deep square leg's just going to move around a fraction. Nope, they changed it again. Okay, deep mid-wicket goes back out. Square leg comes up into the ring. I think that's a good call. It's been a difficult pitch to try and hit square of the wicket on. And you can see what he's trying to do there, Ruffle. He's going full and wide. He's trying to make him access the offside. But he's just overpushed that one. That's the first wide of the innings, which in itself is very impressive halfway through the 18th over. Again, highlighting just how well Grafton have done so far. And that wide actually brings up the Cornwall 100. Well struck down the ground. They're taking long on. They're going to come back for two. He's going to be run out, surely. Excellent throw, excellent work from the bowler, but skipper Anderson has made his ground. Very, very quick off the mark there. Superb running. Good cricket all round, realising they've got to make the most of the boundary riders out there. Long on, right on the boundary there, charging in, done everything he could. Excellent throw right over the bails, but Anderson sprinting through, turned head down, charging through, knew there was two on the whole way, and makes his ground. Excellent running. They're going to need a few more of that. As again, full and wide, makes some drills out towards deep cover, picked up nicely, just the one run. That takes him on to 49. Anderson facing up for his first ball here. Ruffle coming in. He's had a good look around the field. On a slight top edge. He's managed to dig that out well. Beats backward point. And that's coming... And that's raced away. That's beaten the man down at third man. That's raced away for 4. Excellent work by captain Sam Anderson there. A wide full Yorker. He's managed to slam his bat down on top of it. He's jarred it just over backward point, and that's raced away for 4. Crucial, crucial runs for Cornwall here at this stage of the innings. Megson will have been screaming for a partner to come in and support him. And the skipper's doing just that. 4 runs. Excellent skills by Ruffle. Slower ball dug in short. Megson looking to go big. Just gets a slight bottom edge on that one. Goes through to the keeper for no run to finish out the 18th over. Cornwall 108 for 5. 2 overs left here at Vic Park. It's been a very interesting first 18 overs here. Very disciplined bowling from Grafton. If you're joining us for the first time, they bowled the first 6 overs of the first power play, all with spin. Managed to come out 32 for 2. And they've controlled the game ever since. They took early wickets. They've been disciplined through the middle overs. And Megson aside, they've been well on top. He's been the only man to really stand up and count for the Cornwall side today. He finds himself 49 not out going into the second last over. And another change of bowling. So it's number 3, Captain Hamish Robertson, coming on for his last over of the game. Bowled 3 overs from the far end earlier on in the innings. Was very successful. And again, gambles shown here today from the Grafton fielding and bowling unit. A lot of spin been bowled. A lot of spin bowled at the top of the innings, and now spin being bowled at the end of the innings. A kind of tactic that could swing either way. Going to be tricky with a set batsman in Megson, but he's at the non-striker's end here. So Sam Anderson scored a boundary off the last over. He'll be looking to carry that on into this over. Can Cornwall score 25 to 30 runs in these last 2 overs and get themselves up to something like a decent score? As Anderson comes down the ground, first ball, trying to work him down the ground. Comes off the pad, they scamper through for a single. Puts the main man back on strike, the danger man here for Cornwall. Ben Megson sits 49 not out. In comes the skipper. And he goes big down towards long on. And he's held out, he's been taken in the deep. Excellent catch down at long on. Ben Megson goes for 49, just 1 run short of his half century. And that is a dagger in the hearts of the Cornwall players and fans here today. Megson walks off. It's been a fine innings. He's held the innings together, but he's going to have to go. Ben Megson walks off to a good healthy round of applause from his teammates there. Cornwall now 107 for 6. And all the 6s again. Cornwall 6 down, and coming in at number 8 is number 6, Avi Sakande. Massive wicket there of Ben Megson. 6 down now. Anderson on strike. He's faced a few balls. He's managed to get a boundary away so far. That one tickled down the leg side. 45 coming around. Picks it up just the 1 run. It's going to be tricky for these lower middle order batsmen coming in at this late stage of what has been a difficult innings for Cornwall. It's been a tricky pitch. It's been very disciplined fielding and bowling effort from the Grafton unit. They'll be looking to finish strong here. If they can pick up another 20 or so runs from these last few balls, a little bit of momentum going into their bowling innings, they might feel like they're in this one. But if Cornwall can keep them, if Grafton, beg your pardon, if they can keep them under 120, around sort of 115, 120 mark, they'll feel like they've definitely come out of this the better. As Sakande comes down the ground, first ball hits the ball hard, straight back at the bowler, who stops it. They scamper through for a single, but it's hit him hard, and he's showing some real pain here, the bowler. Captain Hamish Robertson. He's done really well to stop the ball coming through, but it's clearly left a mark on his hand. Showing some real pain there. And in true captain spirit, he's up and ready to go again as he comes in here once more to finish off his spurs. A full toss, reverse sweep attempted, premeditated there by Anderson, and he'll feel he's missed out there. A big full toss. It was an early movement for the reverse sweep, but he's completely missed it. It's gone away for a leg by. An appeal from the bowler, but nothing given from the umpire. Definitely missed out on a boundary opportunity there. If he stands still, keeps his head still, he's got a nice full toss to whack away on the leg side there. And as we say that, Sakande goes deep in his crease. Big sweep out towards the leg side. Well judged by the fielder out there. They scamper back through for 2. Crucial runs for this Cornwall innings. And that brings to the end the 19th over. Excellent spell there, finished by Grafton skipper Hamish Robertson. He's led by example this innings. He's been excellent with his field placing, and his change of bowlers, and he's bowled 4 fantastic overs there himself. 19 overs gone here at Victoria Park. Cornwall 114 for 6. And we've seen the extent of that injury from the last over for Skipper Robertson, as he's actually come off the field for the last over, getting some ice on that hand, hit back at him very hard. And the final over of this Cornwall innings is going to be bowled by Carl de Beer. Bit of leg spin to finish off, so back-to-back spin, starting and finishing the Grafton bowling attack here. His fielding position is being run by number 7, Nathan Fletcher, taking over his captain responsibilities while Robertson's off the field. And a big last over here. If Parnell can get away 10 or 15 runs off this, take a bit of momentum, they might just feel that they're in this. You feel if Grafton can steal an over here and come away with a 5 or a 6 off this over, 120 scored, you'd have to feel Grafton are in the driving seat. First ball of the last over, he skipped down the track and he's nailed it straight back over the bowler's head. Just lands inside the rope. Cornwall boys appealing for a 6, but the umpire has signalled 4, so an excellent start to the final over. Cornwall move on to 118 now. With that positive start, could they look to kick on even further? Could we be looking at a 125, 130 score here? A big discussion being had here between bowler De Beer and standing captain Nathan Fletcher. They're moving the leg side field round a little bit. Long on is coming very wide, almost a straight deep, almost more of a cow corner there. Long off coming round to long on. So we've got a long on, a deep cow, deep mid wicket, a deep square leg, and a long off as well. Big wide open gaps on the offside here if he's willing to access it. And he does. He goes for the reverse sweep. He's made decent contact. The ball running away. Catches just that uphill down towards the boundary here at Vic Park. And stops up. They've come back for 2. It's good running. Possible chance for a run out there, but a throw just over the keeper's head. Again, good start to this final over from Cornwall. 6 from the first 2 balls here from captain Sam Anderson. Bright little innings this. He might just be able to help his team up to a defendable score. As in comes De Beer. Bowls a length, gets a top edge, but it's going to land safe. Well short of short third man. He's got away with one. They come through for just a single. New batsman Sikandar on strike now. Four men back on the leg side here. We'll see where he wants to target. He goes for a reverse switch as well. Just pops off the glove. Keeper deals with that, no problem. Scamper through for a single, though. 8 runs so far from the final over. Two balls to come in this Cornwall innings. As De Beer comes in again. Drag slightly short of that one. Attempted pull. Again, another bottom edge. Ball just sticking in the pitch. Been real difficult to time today for the Cornwall batters. Real credit to their bowling for the Grafton spinners in particular today. As we come to the last ball of the innings, it's going to be Sikandar to face it. Can they bring a little bit of momentum into their bowling innings? He comes down the ground. He's gone up and over cover. He's got some of it. He's not got all of it, though. Number 7, Fletcher, goes back to pick it up. And they come through for the 2. Ball comes into the keeper. 2 runs to finish the innings for Cornwall. And that's the end of the first 20 overs here at Victoria Park. Cornwall finished 125 for 6, 11 runs coming from the final over. So a little bit of momentum rested back, but you've got to feel, even without seeing The Grafton boys on it. Must be a slightly under par score. Just over a run of ball required then for Grafton. We'll be back with their chase very soon. Welcome back to Victoria Park, the second half of this game here between Grafton and Cornwall. Cornwall posted 125 for 6. Slightly under par score, you feel. The Grafton boys will be confident coming into this chase, but as said earlier, you never judge a pitch until both teams have batted on it. Opening up for Grafton, number 12, Carl De Beer, and number 9, Alex Edwards. And taking the new ball for Cornwall, number 6, Abi Sakande, coming in for his second ball here. Good pace, but he's thrown that one well wide. Umpire will spread his arms for that one, and the keeper's missed it as well. So he'll come through for a 2. Not the start he was after when defending such a low score. The Grafton bowlers in particular were very tight on their lines. A lot of spin bowled. A lot of pace taken off with this pitch. Sakanda coming in here looking hot with his first 2 balls. Comfortably the quickest bowler that's been in the attack today. Be interesting to see how that tactic and that pace on the ball affects the way this pitch has been playing so far. First ball there for De Beer. Big swishing drive at that one. Wide outside the off stump from Sakande. Swing and a miss. Keeper takes it around shoulder height. Good carry in the pitch. He's got some good pace behind him. It's been a pretty positive start from the Grafton opening pair so far. Only a few balls in, but good intent. Solid block there from De Beer into the leg side for no run. It's going to be interesting to see the way they approach this chase. Just over a run of ball. A lot of teams would like to come out and look to fire straight away, look to hit 50, 60 runs off the power play and set their team up for a comfortable back end of the innings. Be interesting to see how this pair go about this chase. And he goes big. That one dug in slightly back of a length from Sakande. De Beer gets hold of it straight away. He has deposited that over wide long on. That is a big 6. That's landed on the road here at Vic Park. And the first boundary of the innings for Grafton is a massive 6 from De Beer. Just talking about the intent they're going to go at this chase with. Sakande put under pressure immediately in his first over, slightly back of a length, and De Beer rocks onto the back foot and smokes that one away. All throughout the Cornwall innings, we're seeing batsmen not timing the ball well, looking to hit the ball too hard. That one a clean strike from De Beer. A superb start for Grafton. And a good comeback from Sikandar. That one back on a good length, just solidly defended in by De Beer. Sensible batting. They've got themselves off to a good start. No need for anything silly. An experienced campaigner, De Beer, and a change in the field here. It's deep mid wicket's going to go back. Deep mid wicket and a very wide fine leg back on the ring on the onside, with a mid on in the ring as well. So a large gap through sort of mid wicket square leg region. So that one slammed on the front foot cover drive, but it's gone straight to the fielder. So an interesting start to this chase. Grafton well on top from the first over. It's 9 for no loss. Big signal of intent from the first over from Carl De Beer. A ball slightly back of a length from Sikandar, latched onto and deposited into the road. It's interesting, the whole Cornwall innings, we're seeing batsmen struggling to time the ball. Ball stopping in the wicket, a lot of pace taken off it, making it difficult to time it. As soon as a bit of pace put on the ball, batsman's able to latch onto it. Beg your pardon, correction on the score. 8 for no loss after 1 over. And Cornwall are going to join their Grafton counterparts with opening with some spin from the far end. Alex Edwards on strike. See some leg spin from the far end. Edwards going for a reverse sweep. Misses the ball. Large appeal from behind the wicket from the wicketkeeper for LBW. Umpire unmoved, so come through for a run. Must have got some bat on that one. A decent start here from Karnik, the leg spinner, number 88 from the far end. A little shuffle around in the field going on here. Left-hander De Beer on strike. Third man coming slightly squarer, more of a backward point region there. De Beer got off to a great personal start. To see how he deals against some spin. He goes back in his crease. Tries to cut that one away, but it goes straight to the man we've just mentioned there at sort of a square third man backward point region. Good interesting start this from the Grafton boys. They're clearly looking positive. He goes back and cuts again. He beats the infield. There's no one out at cover. That one's trickling. It's going to be a little teaser for the field, but it's roped in. Probably didn't completely time it as well as he'd like to, but he gets it through the infield again. Another positive shot from De Beer. Two runs more to the Grafton total. And straight away, the pressure been put on the Cornwall bowlers and fielders. They are going to need wickets in this power play if they're going to be able to stay in this chase. A good comeback there from Karnik. Fired in at leg stump, dot ball. Needs to build a bit of pressure here. Knows that he's not got a huge amount of runs to go with. He's got to be on the ball. Back-to-back dots to finish the second over. Interesting battle here through the first power play at Victoria Park. Grafton in back now. Restricted Cornwall to 125 for 6, despite an excellent 49 made by Ben Megson. funny times up here in the commentary box as we find out that there's actually been a change of shirt in between the overs. Number 12 is not Carl de Beer as we thought up here. It's actually Harrison Ward, who was wearing number 10 when he was out on the field. Apologies. Mistake made by yours truly. We'll gloss over it. And we'll keep having fun watching the cricket, and we won't mention that ever again. In comes Sakande for the second ball of his second over. That one just comes off the pad. They'll take a quick single through to the wicket-keeper. It's a good direct hit, but Edwards has made his ground.
No, I'm out of here.
Alright, otherwise we'll take over to Sally.
Is anyone here tomorrow?
Yeah, breakfast at 10.
Okay, I'll be
He's coming to the...
You guys want to drink?
I reckon we may as well go have one.
Friday drinks.
Yeah, why not?
Change of field here as Harrison Ward is facing up, finally to come into the ring. The deep mid-wicket has gone back just where that big six was hit. A big swing of the willow again. This time makes no contact, goes through to the keeper for another
Sorry,
dot.
I know, I'm like, fuck.
Up and down start here for Sakande with his bowling. He's bowled with good pace. There's several dot balls already in his spell so far, but big six, just the one dent, just the one blemish on his figures so far. If he can pick up an early wicket for his team here, they'll feel like they'll be right back in this. And that one dug in short, looking for that big pull shot again, but it catches him in the ribs. A big call from the sideline boundary, but there's a massive, great big 30-metre gap there between mid-wicket and square leg. I feel like he probably could have put that ball in between there and picked up a boundary. Sakande again coming in. Throws that one wide, a big swish of the willow from Ward, but no contact. Signalled a wide by the umpire. Apologies for any disruption you might have seen in the stream there. Hamish Robertson fan club have been asked to move themselves slightly around the field. All wearing shirts with a picture of his face on it. I've been trying to find out the reason for that, but undetermined as of yet. We will let you know when we find out. I'm particularly curious myself. Sakande comes in towards the end of the third over. That one dug in towards the ribs. Tucked into the leg side by Ward. Pushed it for two, but just going to stick with one. That brings to the end the third over. It's well bowled from Sakande. Good comeback there. 3 overs gone. Grafton 13 for no loss. So after a bright 8 runs from the first over, been pegged back just the 4 runs coming from the previous, just the 6 runs coming from the previous 2 overs. Back and forward start to this Grafton innings. The key being so far though is that big 0 in the wickets column. Cornwall losing 2 early in their power play. Grafton so far no wickets down. And on this pitch, which has proved to be tricky today, we've seen from the innings of Ben Megson that the longer you spend in, the more chance you have of. And that's been slammed down the ground, full ball. Harrison Ward gets to the pitch of it, keeps his head down, strikes cleanly through the ball, straight back over the bowler's head. That's gone all the way for 6. Fantastic strike, his second 6 of the innings. Immediate pressure put back onto number 8, Karnik, the leg spinner here. On for his second over. Ward's had a good look at him. He sized him up there. He's found one in his slot, and he has smoked that. Potential sight screen hitter if we had any down here at Vic Park. Superb batting. On the front foot again. Slices that one away to point for no run. 2 occasions now where Ward first off the back foot, now off the front foot, has shown real timing on a pitch where most batsmen have struggled. He goes again.
Good play. Oh,
He goes again. He goes hard. He goes straight at mid-off. And he's hit it so hard, he's broken the hands of the fielder there at mid-off. It goes straight through him. It's gone for 4 runs. 10 runs from the last 3 balls for Ward. Real good positive intent here. Last couple of overs arguably going to Cornwall. He's stamping his authority back on his chase and letting them know who's in charge. Fantastic batting from the Grafton opening pair. In comes Karnik again. Pressure on him now. Drags that one slightly shorter. He's been cut away, but there's a man out at deep cover, so they're just going to come through for the single. And a beautiful evening for us watching here at Victoria Park. Can't be particularly enjoyable for number 14 out there on the now deep mid-wicket boundary. Caleb Brookland out there staring straight into the setting sun. Oh, excellent bowling. Great comeback from Karnik. Edwards not moving his feet, manages to find a slight inside edge on it. Just down to 45, no run. An important dot ball that. He'd like to finish out this over strong. And an attempted reverse sweep sees out the 4th over. Straight to the man, no run. But a successful over with the 6 and the 4 coming from the bat of Ward. 12 runs coming from the 4th over. Grafton move on to 25 for no loss. And a change of bowling from the pavilion end sees leading wicket taker for the season in one-day cricket, Matt Gibson, come on to the attack. Quick left armour. That's Cornwall's leading wicket taker for the season, Matt Gibson. Been particularly effective in the one-day area, taking 14 wickets so far, but that is a poor start. He's dug that one in. Ward looking in sparkling touch so far in this innings. He's dug that one in at his hip. He's just flicked that straight over square leg. That's run away for 4. Not the start leading wicket taker Matt Gibson, beg your pardon, was looking. Pressure straight on him here. First ball in's gone for 4. Gibson coming in again there. That one thrown down leg side. It was third wide of the innings, beg your pardon. It was such a low score for Grafton to chase. These Cornwall boys need to stay disciplined in their bowling. As we see a change of field here, skipper Anderson sending square leg back to the boundary. The third man's going to come up into the ring. Obviously wary of the dominant leg side play so far of Ward. In comes Gibson again. And he's smashed down the ground. He's slightly back of a length. He's absolutely moosed it back over the bowler's head. Didn't quite get all of it, but got more than enough. That's raced away up the hill. Another 4 runs. Good comeback there from Gibson, who wraps Ward on the pads. Half appeal towards the umpire, but he's unmoved. It really has been a dominant start to this innings so far from Harrison Ward. 2 sixes and 2 fours in the first 5 overs, really making the most of this power play so far. Edwards very much been a spectator down at the non-striker's end, but he's doing his job. In comes Gibson again to close out his first over. He goes short again, and it's off the splice, and it's it's Ward's day. It's landed just over cover's head. He runs through for a single. Not his most convincing shot of his innings so far, but when it's going for you, it's going for you. We've seen a fair bit of that throughout the Cornwall innings. Batter's just trying to hit the ball. It looks like a little bit too hard. He's had 2 fantastic strikes for 6 so far. He's really kept his head still. He's really struck through the line nicely. That one just looking like he was trying to muscle that. We've seen on this pitch a little bit stoppy, not quite coming onto the bat as nicely as other places might be. But that one's gone straight up in the air from Edwards. It's going to be a tough catch running back over his shoulder, and he's put it down. There's the opportunity for Cornwall early. There's their wicket in the power play they've been craving, and it has gone down. Running back over his shoulder is number 58, Lucas Descent. It's never easy running back over your shoulder, but he'll feel he should have caught it. Big opportunity goes missing as Edwards gets a life. "12 runs coming from the 5th over. Edwards getting an extra life there. The score 37 for none. And just as we mentioned him, change of bowling from the far end. It's going to be number 58, Lucas Descent, the man who just put that catch down. Let's hope that hasn't affected his intent with his bowling here. A slightly tricky innings with the bat for Lucas Descent. And now a drop catch, a big opportunity to take an early wicket. He'll be looking to make up for it with the ball here. He's got a deep mid wicket and he's got long on in place. Edwards skips down the track, plays with a nice straight bat down to long on. They'll come through for a single. As danger man Harrison Ward comes back on strike. So this is going to be a good battle. We've got a left-arm spinner turning the ball into the bat of Ward, who's been very leg side dominant so far. Looking very strong through the leg side. He's going to come round the wicket. To Ward. He's got a deep mid-wicket in place, square legs in the ring, fine legs in the ring as well. There's no man back on the offside. Long on in place as well. Does that in. Bangs it in on a good length. Solidly defended by Ward. That was struck down the ground, misfielded by the bowler. They'll scamper through for a single. So Grafton just 87 runs But in the end, it's only just beaten the diving mid off to his left. It's a fantastic effort from the fielder there, but Edwards just riding his luck a little bit here. Got to be careful. They've got off to a really good start. And he goes big again. This one's gone straight up in the air again. Running back his short fine leg. He's not going to get there. It's landed over his head. They've come back for two. Again, Edwards looking to be positive. Not fully convincing. So good battle developing here between Edwards and the Cornwall attack. He skips down the ground there and goes big towards long on. Just the one bounce for the single. And that brings to the end the first power play for the Grafton opening pair. They've done really well to come out of it. No wickets down. Score is 43 for no loss, just over 7 runs and over, so they're nice and comfortably above the run rate as to where they'd like to be. But again, I can't stress the importance of that big 0 in the wickets column so far. Edwards getting a life with the score on 37 with that drop catch from Descent. He'll be looking to make sure he carries on and makes Cornwall pay for that missed opportunity. As we come into the middle overs here, it's going to be Gibson to continue. Just having a little chat with his captain here, just tinkering the field round. He's going to send third man back. And an interesting move here, seeing the keeper standing up to the stumps. I'm a big fan of it. If you've got a keeper who can do it standing up to a seamer, it's a fantastic option, especially in 2020 cricket. He's obviously seen Edwards moving around in his crease, wanting to make the batsman revert to a plan B. As Matt Gibson comes in here. And Edwards goes for a scoop over the keeper. He's ended up flat on his backside. Somehow managed to get some bat on it, and it goes down to third man for a single. He's done well to hit that from the position he got himself into, but 1 run. Correction again up here. Bowler's not Matt Gibson, it's Oscar Shepperson, beg your pardon. Coming here, been scooped over the keeper's head, first ball. So again, big wide gaps available here on the leg side for Ward to access. Pitched up ball, he slams that down the ground. Long off's going to come round and tidy that up nice and comfortably. They are leaving square leg, sort of squarish mid-wicket open for Ward. Interesting, we've seen him whip a couple away through that region so far. It's brave tactics. He's obviously got to back his length. He's got to know what his plan is with his captain. Edwards on strike now. As Shepperson comes in, he's going right back in his crease there. Swing and a miss, well taken by the keeper. And the umpire spreads his arms. That's called a wide. It's the 4th wide of the innings here from Cornwall. They've got to stay disciplined with their plans here. They've got to... They don't have the runs to play with to be chucking balls out too wide. A full toss from Shepperson, just bunted down the ground from Edwards. Sensible batting. That's all he really has to do in this partnership. He's got to appreciate that Ward is striking the ball really nicely. His role here surely is just to give him the strike. They can knock 1s and 2s all day and chase this down comfortably. Again, we see that massive gap forward of square leg to mid-wicket. You can see mid-wicket with both hands above his cap. That sun right in his eyes. As he goes big. As he goes big and he gets hold of all of it. It's gone straight back over the bowler's head. Shepperson goes straight back over his head. Another massive 6 from Ward. just offered up on a length again. Head still, clean strike of the cricket ball, straight over long on. That might be the biggest one of the day so far. Third six brought up there by Ward. That six also bringing up the Grafton 50. Wonderful opening partnership here from these two, from Edwards and Ward. Ward been more the dominant batsman, 3 sixes and 2 fours already in his innings. Edwards had a little bit of luck, but he's still there knocking it about. A fantastic partnership, fantastic foundation laid for the rest of the innings to go ahead at this chase as much as they can. And that was dug in, and that's been nailed. That is a massive strike. Very similar to the first six he hit in his innings. He goes back in his crease and has swatted that away over mid-wicket. That's gone a long way back. Ward hits his second six of the over. Real pressure put on the Cornwall attack now. We're through 7 overs here at Victoria Park. Back-to-back sixes in that over. 59 for no loss, Grafton. Chasing 126 for the victory. Exactly the way Grafton captain Hamish Robertson would have wanted to see this innings going so far. And the longer they can take this without losing a wicket, the more demoralising this is going to get for the Cornwall attack, the more pressure the bowlers are going to be under. Captain Robertson's moving things around here. Captain Anderson, beg your pardon, is moving fielders around. He's trying stuff. So far, this opening pair just been too good. In comes Descent again for a second over. An attempted reverse sweep. Not quite got the contact he was looking for. Just goes away for a single. Edwards doing well, though, giving the strike back to Ward. He's looked in sparkling form so far in this innings. Ward has made his way to 43 not out off just 27 balls. It's been a superb effort so far. And he goes for a little reverse lap there. Makes decent enough contact, not a huge amount of pace on the ball, just runs away for a single. And that's all this Grafton pair need to do now. They've put the foundations in early. Ward's got them off to such a good start that they can just knock the ball around now. And another little paddle sweep comes out. Slightly more aesthetically pleasing than the last one turned out. The same result, just down towards the third man for a single. Ward looking to try and open a face and run that down. Beating the edge though, well taken by the keeper. And a nice comeback, nice piece of cricket from Ward, knocks that down to long on, takes a single. Been a good over so far this from Descent. It's been tidy. A couple of singles coming from it. See if you can close out the over well. Edwards skips down the ground. Looks to be aggressive. Big strike out towards long on. There's a fumble in the outfield. They've pushed him hard. It's excellent running. And they've come back for 2. That sees the end of the 8th over. Eight overs down here at Victoria Park. Grafton 65 for no loss. And find themselves over halfway on their runs required for this innings. And we're going to have a change of bowling from the pavilion end. And change of bowling from the pavilion end. Number 14, Caleb Brooklyn coming into the attack. Going to see some more spin. It's been the call of order today for both teams. Plenty of spin on Plenty of spin on show. It's been that kind of pitch. It's been stoppy. It's been sticky. We've seen a little bit of pace put on from Sakande for Cornwall. But most of this game so far has been played with the pace taken off. And we can see with the amount of runs been hit so far in this game. Ward continues to march on. Cuts that one out to the cover sweeper for another single. Attempted sweep of his innings from Edwards, and this time he connects with it. He beats the man at backward point. That's run away for 4. Edwards starting to get in on the fun now. He moves on to 18 not out. Grafton keep marching on this opening partnership now. 70 for no loss midway through the 9th over. Immediate pressure put back on the bowler. We said earlier, Cornwall had to be looking at a score around 140, 150 minimum to put Grafton under a bit of pressure chasing on their home ground. And it's looking so far like 125 just isn't enough. Edwards, nice soft hands there, tucks it into the leg side for another single. Brings Ward back on strike. It's been a fantastic innings so far. He sits 46 not out. That one dug in back of a length, rocks back, swats that down to long on just for the single. Edwards goes right deep in his crease and he's flicked that one over the keeper, ends up on his backside again, but much more effective this time. Just the single. He's looking to access the gaps. He's a big fellow, so fair play to him for getting down and attempting the shot. And nicely bowled to finish out the over. That one just blocked into the leg side for a dot. Ward survives the over. Eight runs coming from the 9th over. Grafton marching on this opening partnership now worth 73. And a change of bowling and a change of end. We're going to see number 6, Abi Sakande, come back into bowl. So a bit of pace back on the ball again. So far, the Cornwall captain, Sam Anderson, been trying everything. Chop and changed his bowlers, been moving the field around. Nothing has been working so far. This opening partnership of Alex Edwards and Harrison Ward just been too good so far. Always interesting sights here at Victoria Park as we see a streaker make his way onto the field. Apologies for the delay in the game. Edwards goes for it again. He ends up on his backside trying to flick that ball over the keeper's head. And again just goes through for a single. 4 times he's tried that shot. 4 singles he's made off it. It's obviously a shot he backs himself on. It's not quite come off to the effect that he's been looking for so far. Big risk to take at this stage just for a single. Got to credit him though for going for the shot. I think the last time I attempted that shot, the ball ended up stuck between my grill. So full credit to him for giving it a go. And that one's gone up in the air. It's gone out to long off and it's taken. That's a massive wicket for Cornwall. Another batsman goes just short of his half century. Fantastic innings from Harrison Ward comes to an end. For once, he just doesn't quite get hold of one this innings. Looking to go big down the ground again. 2 men back, and he's managed to hit that one straight down long off's throat. He did not have to move. Comfortable catch taken down there on the boundary. And Grafton lose their first wicket. Grafton now 74 for 1. Big round of applause from his team as he comes off. Excellent innings of 47 from Harrison Ward. Coming in at number 3, however, for Grafton, is number 7, Nathan Fletcher. Took over the role of captain for the last over, while Hamish Robertson was getting some attention seen to his hand. If they were going to lose a wicket, Ward probably wasn't the man they wanted going at this stage. Looking very strong, timing the ball very nicely on what's been a difficult pitch. And Cornwall will need to seize on this opportunity. They've taken a wicket. They've still got some runs left in the bank to work with. They're going to have to take another few straight away here. They're going to have to go bang bang if they want any chance of staying in this game. And they have gone bang bang. Cornwall have the second wicket. Edwards was on strike. The batsman crossed when Ward held out to long off. He has nicked off the very next ball. Sakande has picked up 2 in 2. Both openers go back within consecutive balls. Edward goes for 19. All of a sudden, this innings has a very different look at it. We're just saying there the importance of Cornwall going to have to go bang bang if they want to stay in this game. Well, they've done exactly that. Both Grafton openers going. And now again on a tricky pitch with still another 50-odd runs required. We've got 2 new batsmen in. And coming in at 4. It's number 2, Michael Ruffle. Both these men are going to have to start again. Still another 50 or so runs required from the next 10 overs, so they've got a bit of time to nudge the ball about and get themselves in, but they'll have to make sure they don't lose any more wickets from now. They'll have to build a little partnership again to make sure they stay on top of this. But more importantly, for the time being, it is a hat-trick ball for Abhi Sakande. I've been fortunate enough to be present for 2 hat-tricks across my short years. This would be the 3rd one if Sakande can do it. He's standing at the top of his mark. The field is set. Michael Ruffle is the man who will face it. In comes Sakande for a hat-trick ball here at Victoria Park. He goes full, and it's played away. Played away towards the wicket, straight to the field, and no run. Shame. Big anti-climax, but fantastic over this from Sakande. He won't be worrying too much about the hat-trick. He'll be worrying about taking any more wickets. But great yards from him this over. He may just have turned this match on its head. If he can pick up one more, this game is right back in the balance. And replies with a full toss. That's pumped down the ground by Ruffle to long on. Nice easy single. Ben Megson. Grafton in reply halfway through their innings. Halfway through their innings, score 75 for 2. Grafton openers were cruising at the start of this over. Harrison Ward holding out to long off for 47. And then the following ball, his opening partner Alex Edwards nicking off to the wicketkeeper. Sakande taking 2 and 2 balls, just bringing this game back into the balance. Going to be Caleb Brooklyn to continue from the pavilion end. We've seen how difficult it is to start on this pitch, especially with pace coming off. Bowling right on round the wicket. And here we go. Because of the good start made by the Grafton openers, this pair have got a little bit of time to face some drop balls. See how the pitch is playing, get a feel of the bounce of if there's any spin in the wicket. But that's a poor piece of bowling. That's been dragged down and that's been swung away to the leg side, out towards the deep square leg boundary, but it's been well fielded by the man out there, deep mid-wicket. They come back for 2. Excellent work there. Ball struck down the ground, looking for long on, but well cut off by the bowler. Dot balls are going to be crucial here. They've got to put a little bit of pressure back onto these Grafton batsmen. 2 or 3 tight overs here. 2 or 3 overs going for 2-3 each. A little bit of pressure back on the Grafton innings. And again, there another dot ball, 2 in a row. Very good bowling. That's the way they're going to take wickets in this innings. They've got to keep putting pressure on. They've got to keep these 2 batsmen scoring slowly. It's another drag down ball that's been swung away to the leg side, but there's a man out there, just the 1 run. Again, these Grafton boys won't mind it too much. They've got a little bit of leeway to knock the ball about, but they will want to face as few dot balls as possible. Want to keep the strike ticking over, keep that score edging up, keep the Cornwall bowlers nervous. And a dot ball sees the end of the 11th over. Excellent over bowled there by Brooklyn. Just the 3 runs coming off it. 78 for 2 now. Exactly what the Cornwall bowlers would have been after. Just 5 runs and the 2 wickets coming from the last 2 overs. That old coach's favourite saying, add 5 runs and 2 wickets, see where the game is sitting, has come into a very good effect here at Victoria Park. And a change of bowling sees the return of number 88. Swapnil Karnik back on, bowling his leg spin. Was fairly effective in his first spell, but was obviously going up against a banging form Harrison Ward. Starts well here, he's been cut away. Just a single though. As Chase entering a very interesting stage of the innings. As both these batters batter and bowler just feeling each other out. Neither one of them wants to make a mistake at this stage. Fletcher just going back to a ball not quite short enough to be pulling. Splice at the bat just to cover, no run. That one's slightly shorter, he goes back again. Misfield from mid-wicket, they're going to come through for a single. They might push hard for two here, no, they're just going to stay with the one. Again, things like this, wide balls, misfields, this is where Cornwall need to earn their stripes, need to be really, really disciplined. That ball tossed up. Punched away through the offside out to the sweeper, that'll just be a single. It's collected over here so far from both teams, just the 3 runs from it so far. Back of a length, slam down the ground to long off, just the single. This pair just starting to feel their way into their work. They're rotating the strike well. Karnik bowling well here, tries to open the face there, but that's gone straight to the man. That'll be a dot ball. So 4 runs coming from the 12th over. Here at Victoria Park, Grafton move on to 82 for 2 from their 12 overs. Requiring just another 46 for the win here. Correction, 44 required more for the win here from the final 8 overs. Got off to a bright and breezy start. Harrison Ward impressing in particular, opening the batting, scoring 47, including 4 massive sixes. But his wicket was followed very shortly, the very next ball, by his opening partner, Alex Edwards, nicking off to the keeper. Those 2 wickets have just slowed the run rate down a fraction. The last 3 overs just going for 9 runs. So Cornwall doing well to keep themselves in it for now. Be interesting to see whether that runaway start they got to has made a massive impact. And he's gone big. He's looked to go down the ground. And that's cleared the man at long on. That's gone all the way. That's a big, big 6 hit there from Fletcher. He's taken the attack back to the bowler. Brooklyn putting that one on a length, seeing if he'd go for it. And he's kept his head still. Big strike through the line. That's gone a long way back. 6 runs. And again, the pressure immediately back on Cornwall. All their hard work they've done from the last 3 overs has been snuffed out there by an excellent piece of batting. Fantastic bit of counter-attacking work from the Grafton vice-captain, Nathan Fletcher. It's gonna have to be a good comeback here. And he goes again, he's gone big. Has he got the elevation on it? Not quite this time. No, the fielder comes round, he's done well. He's just kept that down to 1. Very aggressive intent here from Fletcher. He sees this as an opportunity over. He sees this as an over to wrestle back a bit of momentum into this innings. 7 runs coming from the first 2 balls. Safe and sensible end to the over from number 2 out there, Michael Ruffle. Knocks that one down the ground, gives the strike back to his partner. Picking up the singles, doing a good job, this pair. They're starting to build together. That's a full toss. Again, pumped down the ground from Fletcher. Excellent comeback over there from this Grafton pair. 10 runs coming from the 13th over. They move on to 92 for 2. Just another 34 runs required now from the final 7 overs. 34 required from the final 42 balls of this innings. Should be fairly comfortable here for the Grafton boys. The pitch has been difficult, but they've timed this chase beautifully. Credit to this pair in the last couple of overs. They've reconsolidated. They lost the 2 quick wickets. They've faced a couple of dot balls. They've wrestled momentum back. That last over was a good counter punch. Now they're right back in the driver's seat again. That one knocked down the ground from Fletcher. Just a 1 run though. Very loud calling of no there from his just a 1 run coming from the first 3 balls of this over. Back-to-back dots there. And he's gone big, a big heave. He's thrown himself off his feet. There is a man out at deep mid-wicket though, so that'll be swept up nicely. And that single brings to an end the 14th over. 4 runs coming from that one. 96 for 2 now, Grafton. Just needing another 30 for the win here from the final 36 balls. Crucial middle over stage, you have to say, it's gone to Grafton. They've controlled this chase right the way through. They've looked really, really positive, led by opener Harrison Ward with his 47. Change of bowling from the pavilion end, sees Shepperson come back on. A sloppy start. He's got the keeper up to the stumps. He's thrown that one wide. Fumble from the Cornwall keeper. Amit Dagwal goes away down for a run. 2 runs from the first ball of the over then. Second ball's first legitimate ball of the over, slammed at cover. Superb bit of ground fielding there. Gee, he hit that hard. He's done well to keep that down to a dot. Bowls New Zealand. How did you get this gig? And a big strike down the ground. Shepperson goes full. Fletcher goes bang. He's put him straight back over his head for another 6 in this Grafton chase. Superbly timed, kept his head still. Goes straight through the line of the ball. He watched it as soon as he'd hit it, Fletcher. Knew he'd got it all the way. Fielder looked like he was interested for half a second, but no chance. That's gone well over his head for another 6. A little run down the third man there. They'll just get a single. Score moves on to 106 for 2 now, Grafton. Midway through the 15th over of this innings. Just 20 more runs required here at Victoria Park for a home victory. You've got to say, as of now, the home side have been by far the dominant team. Excellent performance in the field, fantastic bowling effort. And then the batting chase, an opening partnership with 74. Superb effort. That one driven away through the gap in the offside by Fletcher. Just the 1 run to finish the over. 107 for 2 now, Grafton, through 15 overs. A change of bowling here from the far end sees Abid Sakande come back on. Cornwall pulling all the stops out now to take a wicket before the end of this innings. If it's going to come, it's going to come now. The main man picked up 2 wickets and 2 balls in his last over. He's going to need some heroics like it in this one if Cornwall are going to stand any chance in the later ends of this innings. And he comes now for his first ball. He's going full, that's been swung away. Mid-on runs round to his right-hand side, picks that up, no problems. Come through just for the single. Sakanda bowling with good pace here. He's really bending his back, really trying to get that ball through. Really been a standout of the Cornwall attack here, especially with those 2 big wickets. Unfortunately, he's just not been helped out by his batters. Just doesn't look like he's got enough runs to try and work with here as he comes in. That's driven back past him, both men in the ring, but well worked there by mid-on. Runs round to his left. Picks that up just for the single. That's all Grafton need to do here in the later stages of this innings. 18 runs required for the win now. He comes again, Sakande, and he comes. That one comes off the pad and a sneaky single taken. A little short leg by. Great running from this Grafton pair. Sakanda goes diving in trying to look for the run out, but he's missed the stumps. He's not given up on this game yet. He wants the ball back quickly. And as the sun sets on a glorious evening here in Auckland City Centre at Victoria Park, is the sun setting on Cornwall's chances of winning this game. Grafton fully dominant as we speak. Just 17 more runs needed for the win now. excellent over there by Sakande. Really bending his back. Just a 3 run scoring from the 16th over. Grafton move on to 110 for 2. 4 overs to go here at Vic Park. Just the 16 runs required for the win. Change of bowling here from the pavilion end. We're going to see number 58, Lucas Descent, come on again with his left arm spin. Just the 16 runs required from the final 24 balls, which, if we put our thinking caps on, is a very impressive calculation of 4 runs. Housemate with a massive degree will be very proud of me for that one. First ball of the over going for a single, 15 runs required. Slam down the ground there. 2 singles taken from the first 2 balls. Just knocked down to long on for a 1. The Grafton boys looking very comfortable here. 14 required from 22 here. He gets nowhere near the pitch of the ball but trusts his hands. Swings straight through the line of it. Number 7, Nathan Fletcher, launches that away over deep mid wicket. As said, has to be the biggest 6 of the day. That brings the chase down to single figures. Just 8 runs required for the win now for the home side, Grafton. The boys in the dugout really enjoyed that. Massive round of applause there for their vice-captain. And again, a coach's favourite, hit a 6 and then hit a single next ball. Really ticking the key performance indicators there. A slightly sloppy piece of fielding there, lets it go through for the single. Brings to the end the 17th over, 11 runs coming from that descent over. Grafton now 121 for 2, requiring just a further 5 runs for the win. It's going to be another change of bowling from the far end. It's going to be number 46, Matt Gibson, back into the attack. He's been given the graveyard shift by his bowler here. With 3 overs to go, requiring just the 5 runs. Surely be thinking this one's got to be in Grafton's grip. into the 18th over there. Quick single taken. Just the 4 runs required for the win now. 1 hit away. And Fletcher slams that down the ground, back over the bowler's head. Both mid-on and mid-off are in the ring. He clears mid-off. The ball goes for 4, and that is a resounding Grafton win. Midway through the 18th over, just the 2 wickets down. It's been a very one-sided game here at Vic Park this evening as the sun sets. Grafton boys will be very happy. They've got their Christmas win, an 8-wicket win. They've walked through Cornwall here. Special mention to a fantastic innings of 47 from Harrison Ward at the top of the order. Really set the tone of the innings. Came out really positive, put the Cornwall bowlers under pressure. There's a slight hiccup in the middle when Abi Sakande took both opening wickets in consecutive balls and was on a hat-trick, but the damage had been done by then. And the experienced pair of Michael Ruffell and Nathan Fletcher see their team home. Here at Vic Park, Grafton come out 8-wicket winners. So as the sun sets here at Vic Park and the players walk off to shake hands, we thank you very much for tuning in and listening to this Poms commentary. Hope you've all enjoyed it. I certainly have. And see you next time for some more 2020 action.